All right, congratulations. You are now under contract officially. All right, you made an offer, it got countered, you accepted, and you are under contract for this property for $745,000. Double thumbs up. What happens next? All right, so this is typically your agent will already have told you about the game plan. Within your offer, you would have written the amount of time that you want to be able to inspect the property to make sure that it is good for you. All right, so the next step in the process, typically, what's going to happen is you're going to wire your earnest money to the title company. You'll have a certain amount of time to do that, usually 3 to 4 days, and you're going to schedule your home inspection on the property to make sure that the property is in good condition. And ultimately, you are the determinant of what good condition is. All right, maybe you don't want to do anything to the property. You want something that's turnkey. Okay, that home inspection comes back and you find out that there's actually a lot of work that needs to be done to the property, a lot of deferred maintenance, and if that's outside of your scope of skill or your resources, then maybe you decide you can, and this is actually a great point, this is where you can walk away from the deal and get your earnest money back. Because you did the home inspection within the time frame of the home inspection, within the home inspection contingency time, and if it fails your home inspection standards, this is when you can back away from the property and say, hey, we're going to rescind our offer due to a failed home inspection on our part. All right. However, maybe you're a contractor, you have contractor friends, or you have the means to be able to get done whatever you want to get done, and it's no big deal for you. You say, hey, you know what, I expected some of these things when I walked through the property the first time. I have more detail about the property, which is great, but we're going to proceed forward with this deal, and then double thumbs up, you're going to be able to proceed forward to the next steps. So after the home inspection has been completed on your end, you're pretty much chilling. For the most part, you're going to be waiting for time to elapse as your loan officer and the team is processing the paperwork of your loan if you're financing this transaction. Now, quick pause moment. If you bought the property cash, then you're typically going to wire your cash to the title company, and once the money has hit the title company and the title company disperses the funds on that closing date that was previously determined to the seller, and then you as the buyer are good to go, you're done. You don't have to jump through hoops of loans or underwriting or any of those things because you bought the property cash. Now, if you're not a cash buyer and you're a financed buyer, you used a loan, after the home inspection, you're going to be waiting for your loan team, whoever they are, to process your paperwork to make sure all of the elements of your loan fit the guidelines of the loan program that you chose, to make sure that everything is good to go on your end, make sure you as a buyer or borrower are approved, and the property compared to the loan program that you're using is approved. And once the bank has essentially crossed all the I's, dotted all the T's, then you're going to proceed to the next step, which is the final walkthrough. Actually, scratch that. I'm going to go back one step. The bank is going to order what's called an appraisal. Okay. Now, the appraisal is something you as the buyer pay for, but the bank orders. All right. And the appraisal is what determines the value of the property. So the appraiser is going to, for residential real estate, is going to do what's called a comparative market analysis. They're going to look at other properties that are like or similar to the property that you're purchasing, and they're going to look at the most recent sales, what they sold for, the different elements of those homes as compared to your home, and then they're going to evaluate what the value of that property is. Now, once you get the appraised value of the property, a couple of things will happen. If the appraisal comes in at the same amount that you offered to purchase the property at, then you're good to go. If it comes in higher than the amount that you offered to purchase the property at, then great. You just got what's called instant equity. That means that the loan terms or the amount that you bought it for is actually less than what it's worth, which means now you have margin, you have some equity automatically. Okay. However, if the appraisal comes in underneath the amount that you offered to buy the property for, the bank will not lend up to that new amount. The bank will only lend up to the appraised value of the property, meaning that if there's a gap, so you went under contract at $745,000 for this property, but the property appraised for $740,000, that means that gap has to be cashed out by you. You have to come with another $5,000 to be able to close on that deal, or so ultimately the deal will fall apart and you'll have to back out of the transaction. All right, so after the appraisal on your end as a buyer, you're pretty much sitting pretty. The bank is going to be going through their underwriting policies, making sure all the I's are dotted, T's are crossed. And then once those things are done, they're going to notify your agent, hey, we are clear to close. So within that time frame, you're going to do what's called a final walkthrough. You're going to get to walk through the property at least one more time before you close. Make sure this is really what we want. And you're going to be usually just giddy, excited, and you're going to be envisioning yourself at the closing table already. All right, you are finally here. You have done it, okay? You have gotten pre-approved. You have searched different properties. You've seen different properties. You figured out your non-negotiables. You wrote an offer. The offer was accepted. You cleared through a home inspection. The bank ordered the appraisal. You paid for it. The appraisal came back at value. Everything's double thumbs up, good to go. You've waited your time. You've done your final walkthrough, and you're here at the closing table. This is where you sign your documents, and all the money that the bank has set up, has geared up in their storage account, has been transferred over to the seller. So now the seller's happy because they got paid, and you, my friend, get to get the keys, celebrate, and enjoy your new property. Something else has also happened. You've become an owner. You've created stability for yourself and your family. You're now going to get to participate in the American dream, all right? What is very, very awesome about homeownership is that you have now solidified your monthly payment over time. Most renters, every year, the rent goes up because typically property taxes are going up, other elements of things are going up, property values are going up, so landlords are going to increase their rents because they can make a little bit more money to cover their mortgage and make more profit. But you, however, my friend, you're going to have something stable. You're going to have something predictable, all right? Something that is yours. And you get to own this thing, and it's going to go up in value over time because that's what real estate does. They're not making more land out here, ladies and gentlemen. So over time, when you look at the charts, real estate and its values will only go up, and you get to participate in that. And one day, when you have a lot of equity, you're going to have what's called options. And options is ultimately what we want to keep securing for ourselves and our families as we continue forward. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, this lesson on the home buying process. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out and or hit me up in the comments, and that way I can actually create more content for you, because my goal is to be your real estate advisor, okay? Residential, commercial, I want to help people, and if you have questions, then let me know. I'll either have the answer or find the answer. All right, again, my name is Jahleel Vester. Thank you so much for showing up and watching this video. Peace.